All right, hope everyone's doing well. Today is today is July the 25th, and it is about pretty much 6:45 Central Time right now. So, anyways, a few things to point out. Number one, and the most obvious, probably what I've been talking about the most, this is the dollar yen. And for those of you new to watching this channel, I will mostly talk about I trade forex markets, so I will mostly talk about the dollar yen and next probably the euro dollar, and then I'll often talk about the E-mini, crude oil, and gold. And real quick, I have not looked. I want to look at gold because I have not looked at it in quite a number of days. I think it's fun to pay attention to. Anyways, with gold on a daily chart, and then I'll go right back to the dollar yen. So we've been in a broad channel, and as you can see, minor reversal. This is possibly a major reversal, but you need, for a major reversal, you need an actual trend to occur. So really, this is good, but you need a retest and a lower high. And when you get this tight of a channel up, the bears have lost. Same thing over here. This arguably a major reversal, but then you get three consecutive bars up, and it's a bull break out of a bear flag, and you get a measured move up. And then, anyways, over here, first off, these sell-offs don't look strong. Tight enough channel, first reversal up will fail, which it did here. Sold off, probably exhaustion, and will lead to a failed breakout and reversal. However, strong enough so you may get a second leg down, and that's what we got. So, again, I think first reversal down will fail. We're getting pretty well sideways, so I'm beginning to I really don't have an opinion. And on the monthly chart, I still think that we are going to go up here at some point. Speaking of monthly charts, and then I'll go right back to the dollar yen. I think the euro dollar is just really fascinating right now. You have, everyone knows we've had a trading range, bear breakout, and another trading range. Everybody knows the odds are this gap's going to close. And that's just because when you get a bear breakout of a trading range that's lasted for so long, it's reasonable to buy. So a lot of traders will buy, and they'll say, okay, this may be consecutive bottoms. We bottomed here, 1, 2, 3, broke below. We may try and bottom, and it may take 3 times. So they won't buy here. Will they buy here or here? Probably not. This is a bear bar, not a good looking bull bar. Still probably a minor reversal in the first place. Then we get this, then we sell off. Here's a pretty good looking bull bar. I think a lot of traders will add on here. Now, so what I think is they buy anywhere over here. Maybe they buy above here. They buy this low, this low, this low. They buy this close. And then they don't panic and they buy more. And they'll probably make money. So the reason that's important, I don't think many traders, institutions may do it. I don't think many traders will actually, I don't think many home traders like you and I will actually buy these lows and hold for 2 or 3 years and buy more. That's just not practical for most traders. But it's important because if you understand the logic behind what's going on, this can be a very attractive place to buy on the monthly chart. Anyways, back to the dollar yen. Personally, I just want to glance at something real quick. Okay. Yeah. By the way, crude oil, another example. This is a pretty broad bull channel. Strong enough breakout that this may lead to a major reversal. And then strong enough breakout that you'll get a second leg down. We sold off. But the one problem is Yes, we broke below this low, which may be a major low, but we did not break below this one. And you typically need to break below it. So tight enough channel, first leg will fail. Well, this possibly was the second leg down and the first leg failing. So when you get this, you've always got to be concerned that we may go higher. Anyways, dollar yen. Been in a broad channel for many, many months. I'm sorry, for many days. Spike pullback channel. Here's a spike pullback channel. And a lot of times spiking channels are nested with more spiking channels. So as I said, here's a spike, here's a pullback, here's a channel. Here's a spike, here's a pullback, here's a channel. Here's a spike, here's a pullback, here's a channel. And that's typically the case when you're in a broad channel. And the reason for that is if you look at most broad channels, they often go sideways more than they're going down in this case. So think about it. Broke out sideways for a long time, broke out sideways for a long time, broke out more sideways, down, sideways, strong move down, sideways. Anyways, I pointed out probably over the weekend, most certainly yesterday, that we had this broad channel. And typically, how I would draw this channel most of the time is really when you see. I'll just delete the lines real quick to just redraw it. So if I'm looking at this channel, I'm thinking, okay, move down, pull back, another move down. I want to look for a few things, possibly reversals up and reversals down. So for me, here's a trend line. That's okay. We reversed up, so maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. By the way, I think Al says this is, if you're in a bear channel, the top's the trend line, the bottom's the trend channel line. That's probably right. I get it mixed up all the time. So if I'm talking about a bear channel and I point down here and I say this is the bear trend line and this is the trend channel line, just understand I sometimes switch. I mix up my terminology when it comes to the trend lines, trend channel lines, and it's really I need to get back. I need to remember to actually say the right words, but that's really minor. It's a trend line, trend channel line. It's just they're lines, and I'm pretty flexible with channels. So as you can see, here's a couple projections, and that's really all we know. All we need to know is the most important thing is this potential measuring gap. So we're always in short. We possibly have a measuring gap, and we may go down to here. Strong enough breakout. This is probably a minor reversal and will lead to either a bear flag or a trading range. Then we sold off. So I'd probably say, okay, maybe this purple or violet trend line is most important. Starting to reverse up, 3 pushes down, 1, 2, 3, but tight enough channel, anything will be minor. So, I could connect this line to over here if I really wanted to. And I guess I could, but this is not really strong enough for reversal up to make me convinced that it's all that important that we stopped right here. I think really what's most important is we broke below these lows over here, sold off for, let's say, 40 pips. I don't know if we really sold off for 40 pips. Then we broke below here, and guess what? So where I'm getting at is market usually repeats the same thing over and over. It's a stairs pattern. We broke below this low from here to here. will probably break below this low from here. And guess what? Look what happened. It went the same distance down and bulls bought. So I think we have a measuring gap here. I'm pretty confident bulls will make money up here. They did over here. I'm pretty sure they will over here. Maybe not. So always have to be careful with that. And then, of course, they did right here. And this is one of the difficulties with broad channels is if you buy and you buy more down here, you've got to be very careful because the first reversal up may not get to your target. And it may reverse down and have to retest again. So anyways, at this point, I would start redrawing this a little bit more. I would say, okay, this channel's probably not right. Strong breakout up. And now clearly we are reversing down. So I would start adjusting my lines a little bit. I'd say, okay, maybe this was the spike. This was the start of the channel. And maybe we've got something like that. So I typically look for in a bear trend a strong reversal down, another strong reversal down. Then I use a parallel. I typically use a parallel, and it really doesn't matter. I could draw. I could use a parallel from here. I could do it right here. All I'm really paying attention to is this is a range, so I expect the market to at least when it gets close to this line reverse up. So strong bear breakout, bad follow through, typical of a broad channel. Big bear bar, bad follow through, another big bear bar, bad follow through, another big bear bar, bad follow through. And the reason for that is it's a lot of times they're vacuums. Everybody knows we're in a broad channel, so everybody wants to sell close to the bottom of it. They want to buy close to the bottom, and they want to sell close to the top. Sell up here. So the problem with that is it races down with strong momentum and reverses up. So it reverses up, races down. So down here, guess what? Traders are going to start buying, and they're going to buy it, and then bears are going to sell in the middle of the leg. This is minor. Now this is good for the bulls. They're showing strength, but the reality is strong enough breakout. Bears are going to, if bears got out, they're going to sell again. Betting minor reversal. Stop up here. But you can see if you sold here, you needed to stop up here. Your stop's not up here. And reason for that, strong enough breakout, you probably get a few legs up. And we actually got a spiking channel. First push, second push, third push, then we sold off. So I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit more. Now, we're very far away from the moving, we haven't touched moving average, obvious gap, probably exhaustion. So some point down here, traders will start exiting longs, certainly over here. Then two legs up, sold off strongly, and probably exhaustion. Bulls will start buying. Then when you see this, this is a problem for the bears. You know, this is a demonstration of strength. And at this point, you know, I think this gap's going to close, this purple line. Personally, at this point, I'm buying. But your stop is all the way down here. And you can see we had a pretty deep sell-off before we got there. And now, finally closed the gap. So we've been in a pretty broad channel. And this is probably, is this a major reversal? I don't know, you know. Sure, this is, in terms of this leg down, this is a major reversal. It led to a swing up. But we're at the top, and the bulls really need something exceptional. Daily chart, this is always interesting. So we had a 50% pullback, I believe, on Wednesday right here, had a 50% pullback. And most of the time, after a tight channel, it's reasonable to buy 50% pullbacks. So a very common thing you'll see happen is traders will buy a 50% pullback, use a wide stop, and they'll actually scale in lower. So maybe they buy at 111.6 and they scale in, you know, almost 100 pips lower. And then they scalp out at their first entry. So it's the same thing with the moving average. You know, let me find an example. So it was reasonable. I'm trying to think of what I want. You know, here's kind of an example. A lot of times that happens with the moving average. So bulls buy the moving average, scale in, scalp out back at the moving average. I want to find one where we broke below it strong. Maybe I would say maybe here, but that's pretty strong. But you could still probably buy the moving average, scale in, and at least avoid a loss. Traders sell the moving average, scale in higher. No, that wouldn't really work. But it happens pretty often. And maybe I can find it over here. Okay, here's one. So traders sell the moving average, first reversal up should fail, scale in higher, and exit at the moving average. I wouldn't necessarily do that after this two strong bull bars. Probably the first reversal down will fail, and you'll get more up. So anyways, I think that will happen as well. Weekly chart, pretty important. I've been saying, and I said over the weekend, two pretty strong bull bars. I think we'll go lower. So I think this stop entry will fail. In terms of right now, what's going on? Well, we closed the gap. Been selling off. We may get a measured move of maybe these bodies. You know, I made a mistake earlier this morning. I should have bought somewhere over here, but I just decided not to. And my plan was to just buy anywhere right here, maybe put a stop somewhere down here and scale in 10 pips lower and scalp out for 10 pips. But I really, and it probably would have been an okay trade. I certainly think it would have. I just decided against it. You know, the one thing I would not be selling right here, even though we have a top. You draw like that. I wouldn't draw like that, but something like this. Three pushes up. One. This is probably nested two pushes and then three. So first push, or second push, and third push. The only problem with that is this is pretty strong. It seems like the breakouts are getting stronger. Here, then this is strong, and then this is even, appears to be a little bit stronger. And we've only had two bear bars in the past since the morning, since really almost 2 a.m. So I would let it go. Let's talk about the euro. So euro dollar had this really strong rally and then sideways for many bars. So pretty much, I think, in breakout mode. Again, this is the strong trend though, at least on the monthly chart. I've said it. I said it over the weekend. I want to repeat it. When you look at this trend, one thing you have to be aware of is the gaps. Gap, another gap, another gap, another gap. That is the formula of basically a small pullback trend. And you have to be really careful about that. So as climactic as this looks, which it is, And we probably will get a deep pullback on a higher time frame, such as a monthly chart. This is what it looks like. So there'd be no way I'd be selling when I see this. We're also almost cleaned it. So look at the month. 5 days till the month ends, maybe six days really. And the monthly chart looks like this. If you look at every bar, bears cannot make money on a monthly chart. This is really strong. As I said before, I think at a minimum, we'll get a measured move based upon these bars. So I think we'll probably get up to this high. Actually, I think we will go above this. It's kind of a sell climax. Sold off, we paused. It's another sell climax. Reasonable stop entry buy here. Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar is kind of the opposite. And I don't remember. I remember Al talking about this and me looking at it a while back. Canadian dollar is kind of an opposite. So strong rally, minor reversal, minor reversal, minor reversal, and then you get this failed breakout to the upside, 3 strong bars down. Well, that's probably major, and bears are going to sell lower high. And look at this rally up. This 3 bear bars far outweighs this rally, and now look what we're getting. So we actually had a sell off. Yeah, okay. It was from this. But anyways, when you look at that, first thing I think about is we're probably getting a measured move. We're certainly getting a measured move at these bear bars. Probably going to get a measured move at these bear bars. And look, so we have many targets within this area. So the only thing I'd be doing is selling. Last thing I want to look at is the bonds on the monthly chart. Strong enough breakout. This is probably the high, and we will sell off again. This is probably minor. Always in long, but tight, but pretty much trading range, and you're high in the trading range. I tend to pay more attention to the dollar yen. So for me, I'm really trapped out. I want to buy, but I don't really want to buy up here. So you can say I want to buy a pullback. You know, we have 2 legs up in what's probably a trading range. 2 legs up. We're at a trend line, and yeah. Now, I think the bulls really need to get up to this high. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note of that. If they can get up here, that's a sign of strength, and it will be reversing above a major lower high. So when you look at this, this is strong. This looks minor. So this tells me this lower high is more major on the higher time frames. You know, you can often get see how this measuring the top of this measured move and from this low to this high takes you to the low. My thought with that is you can often get measuring gaps that are nested on different time frames. So maybe that's really not all that great. Yeah, I want to tell you, I'm not even going to really discuss that. So really just disregard what I just said. So if I do anything right now, I tend to say I'd buy. We're always in long. Stop probably down here. Of course, it's better if you could put a stop down here. So I guess I would buy, put my stop down here. Probably look to scale in if I had to do anything. We are in the realm of 50% for the bears. So you could probably sell and scale in higher. So I'd probably tend to buy and look to buy lower, but I probably won't do that. So I'm trapped out for a while. All right, thanks for watching.